What's up, TempleLive? Yes, you see him right here. We have the one and only Warren Zeiders in the house. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Good to be here.
Come on. First of all, man, your story is just one of a kind. You are, let's talk about it. Are you really 23 years old?
Yes, sir.
23 years old, you are selling out places like TempleLive. How does it feel, man? The rise of success has been so fast. Talk about it.
Been very fast-paced. I think that, from a position of being an athletic background, not expecting to be here at this point in time in my life, a year and a half ago, but the best thing I can tell you, man, is I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And it all started on social media, right? Instagram, TikTok?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did you even think that you would be here? Like, a lot of people always say, one day I'm gonna be, an NBA player, I'm gonna be president, I'm gonna be a doctor. Did you think you would be on stage having thousands of people sing your music?
I did not, because I'll be completely honest. I never played music for people. I was always very shy.
Didn't you play in the church? Your dad told me that.
So I would sing in the church,
Okay.
but that was more in the church pews and stuff like that. When it came to music, the most I ever did was ever really play around the bonfire for family and friends. Never would I ever think that I'd, be stepping on a stage in front of thousands of people and singing songs that I've written.
Yeah. Let's ask an honest question here. How hard is it to not let all of this get to your head?
I think, honestly, if it wasn't for my faith, my family, my friends, my sports background, all these things that were fundamentally put into, my life from an early age, a lot of discipline in my household, and I think that all those things, I think the good Lord had these building blocks amongst the way of my life that built me for a position like this.
You see a lot of people, they get successful really, really quickly, whether it's social media, they went viral, and then maybe it's a one-hit wonder and they fall off, right? Yeah. How are you making sure that you stay consistently growing with your music, with your faith, with your band, and, not being the person who made a top song and then fall off? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you thought about that?
I have truly thought about that, and like you said, I've seen it before, and I've seen it from my eyes even the last year and a half of me doing what I've done. But I think the best way to explain it is not skipping steps, to put it simply. I think that it's not jumping the gun. I think it's, being happy with where you're at for the time being, always knowing no matter if you're the biggest superstar in sports or in music, there's always room for improvement in every walk of your life.
Yeah. Hey, man, well, I gotta say this, you're young, good-looking guy, so we gotta ask, how has it been even with, whether it's, girls or things like that? Like, how are you keeping kind of a straight head with that, man?
I think there's a lot of beautiful women out there.
Are you single?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Ladies, hey.
I can't deny there's some pretty girls out there.
All right.
But just kind of being in the position I'm in right now in my life, I think that I'm trying my best to stay focused on my goals and everything, and being 23, I think I got some time ahead of me to build my life and be someone that I can continue to be proud of day after day.
Yeah. Your dad was talking about how much fitness has been coming part of your regimen. Talk about your passion for fitness and what it kind of done for you mentally and even on the stage.
Yeah, so being an athlete my entire life, fitness was always a part of what I did. But I think now more than ever, stepping on a stage in front of thousands of people, we want to try to look good.
Come on.
For me, honestly, aside from the physicality of it all, it's the mental thing for me. It really has always been that for me, that a bad day, a good day, the gym's always going to be there. And I think that it's always a great way for me to clear my mind, collect my thoughts, and honestly, some of my best inspirations and best ideas come from going to the gym.
Yeah, I love that. So, now you walked in earlier when you came in and you saw the cutout of you. What did you think of the cutout?
Well, I recognized the photo right away.
He's like, that looks like...
That looks like me. A little caught off guard, but I think that that being the first time someone having an actual live cutout of me was actually a
First
time.
Come on, man.
So it was a good experience.
Yeah. So what's the dream? You're 23 years old. You've only been doing this for like 18 months. Is the dream for you one day to be, the George Strait one day and, Garth Brooks, or is it to be... Yeah, talk about it.
I think for me, the dream is, continuing to always progress, grow, write the best music that I can, and, being in this position, like I said, a year and a half ago, never would have ever thought that I'd be writing music, that I'd be shaking a hand of a Navy SEAL person.
Wow.
Navy SEAL guy at a concert of mine saying, hey man, you've helped me through a lot of tough times.
Wow.
Never would have thought about that.
Wow.
But for me, I think it's putting music out there for people that can relate to, whether it's good, happy music, sad music, whatever it is. If I can convey a message to someone and it helps them in any walk of their life, I think that's the beauty in it all. But trust me, man, I want to be playing arenas and stadiums one day.
If you can bring anybody on stage with you, dead or alive, to play tonight, who would it be?
That's a good question on the spot right now. Darn. Honestly, Johnny Cash. I think that'd be
Johnny
an awesome
Cash, okay. What if it's not country?
What if it's not country?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know.
Give me hip hop. Let's say hip hop.
Hip hop person? Oh, man. I was going to say in there, I've always been a big Motley Crue fan.
Motley Crue, okay, that's a good one. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, what's maybe a fun fact about Warren Zeiders that people don't know? Fun fact.
Fun fact about Warren Zeiders that people wouldn't know already.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I grew up behind my grandparents' house. So growing
in Pennsylvania, correct?
Yeah. So growing up, I always spent a lot of time with my grandparents. So family's always been very important to me growing up. So growing up behind my grandparents, I spent a lot of time with my grandfather. He's been a mechanic his entire life.
Okay, cool.
So being a little toddler, I'd always spend time with him in the garage and watch him work on cars and machinery and all that.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to your dad earlier, and he was talking about your mom and how much they have play a role in your life. I feel like a lot of people, again, on this fast pace of success, they can kind of get very to the point where they're like, Mom and Dad, I got it. I got here by myself. Leave me alone. How much of an impact has your parents made on you? And in the future, do you want them a part of your, whether it's your decision makings, your partnerships, your finances? Talk about that.
I think, to be straightforward with you, if it wasn't for my parents, I would not be the man I am today. My parents, growing up, no matter what it was, they always dealt with things with love, whether it was love or tough love. But if it wasn't for those two, I truly mean that.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Well, your dad has a lot of great things to say about you too, man. I can't wait for you to see the interview. Well, you are playing in about an hour and a half. Are you nervous? I mean, have you played in the...
man,
it's one of the bigger ones, or what?
The biggest one I've played so far for my own headlining show, I think, has been 1,500.
1,500. Okay, so we're around that same area. So how you feeling? Are you nervous? Talk about that.
It's a curveball every night. Sometimes I'm more nervous. Sometimes I can really feel the heart pumping. Okay. Depends on the night. It depends if I had 2 shots of Jack.
Right. Right. I love that. So a lot of people right now are in this social media craze, right? They're really trying to pursue their brand, whether it's fashion, music, right? Anything. So they always want to hear advice. Yeah. They always want to hear how somebody did it. Yeah. So I mean, let's just ask, it's a cliche, but if you were giving advice to somebody that was in this industry, that was trying to pursue their career through TikTok or through social media, what would you tell them?
I think that, everyone's always looking for that magical answer of how did you do it? And I'll be honest, straight up, I don't even know how I did it. And I don't really think it wasn't me who did it. I always put it back on my fan base. My followers turned to fans because they saw something in myself before I even saw it in myself. So that being said, my piece of advice is put yourself out there, whether you're confident or not. They don't need to know that. Be true to who you are, stick to your guns, and I think take risks and just lastly enjoy what you do. Wow.
Do you still post as much now that you kind of have made it?
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't say I made it.
You're up there, man. Come on.
I like to use this analogy. So I'm staring at a car right now. Okay. I'm not even in the car. I'm not even in the car. I'm not even buckled up. I'm not even on the road trip yet.
But you're walking towards it.
I'm walking towards it, man.
You might even be running towards it.
Maybe a slight jog.
Right.
But if I want to play arenas and stadiums one day, I got some work to do. But for me, truly, I do my best to keep up with what I can on social media. But you put the pieces together between writing, studio. There's a lot of things that are involved in what musicians go through nowadays, and the touring and the time, and just kind of managing time for yourself and trying to make sure you keep your own sanity. Yeah. But I think that the best artists that I've seen don't allow their fans to see them sweat, and I think that's the beauty in it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's really good. Do you have any people that have reached out that have kind of been like, like you've been really big fans of, like country artists that have been like, dude, I love what you're doing. I want to collab with you. Can you name a couple?
So honestly, for me, being the huge background in sports and whatnot, some of the biggest things for me really, on that aspect was seeing Miami Dolphins players, whether it's Mets players, whether it's hockey players, like
so
hitting me up in
sick.
the DMs or commenting on videos, being like,
And they listen to your music
or
and-
tagging me in videos and seeing that like they're listening to my song, and I'm like,
How's that make you feel, honestly?
it makes me feel amazing. And I think that, being able to, I'm blanking right now, but I remember this moment talking to my dad about this. Never would I ever thought that I'd be connected to, I'll give you an example. Shout out to Steve Cook. He is like a workout influencer.
Yeah, I know Steve Cook.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I used to watch his YouTube videos, and still do, for workouts and whatnot. And he had posted a video of using my audio for one of my covers.
Okay, that's cool.
So I ended up shooting him a DM, and I said, hey man, just want to say thanks for using this. Just to let you know, for the last couple of years I've watched your videos.
Did he respond?
He did.
Okay, that's so cool, man.
So that was a cool full circle moment for me, being like, dude, like 3 years ago, I remember watching one of his videos for the first time, like college room dorm.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how cool would that be if we somehow, got connected one day?
So I love that, man. Do you have any music in the works? Any partnerships, collabs? What do you have? Are you allowed to say?
So I'll hint at it. You had brought up, artists. There's a guy out of LA who I really like his music. He's more in the punk rock scene.
Okay. Well, we can't say his name probably.
Not yet.
Okay, yeah,
it's
for
going to
sure.
be coming out probably somewhere mid to late October.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a different side of me in the sense of it leans a little bit probably more rock and roll, but it's all good, and I think I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Just shot a music video for it. So.
What? Come on, bro. That's amazing. In LA or where?
Nashville. It was actually just right before I left 2 days ago.
It was recently. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make music while you're still on tour? How's that work?
When it comes to music, writing possibly.
Okay, but not recording probably.
Recording, that's definitely something that I like to focus on, be in the studio and take my time.
Cool. Well, hey, man, I just want to say thank you. This was amazing. God bless you and everything you have going on. Your family's awesome. All your friends are awesome. You can tell you have a real true heart, man. So thank you. What do you think of TempleLive? You like it? Cool area?
Yes, sir. I'm just excited for this crowd tonight.
Come on.
Show me a good time,
TempleLive,
man.
the one and only Warren Zeiders in the house. My name is Fayola. TempleLive. We'll see y'all soon. Let's go.
Later.
Come on.